Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming, bringing you an achievement guide slash walkthrough for Super Arcade Soccer 2021. This game was developed and published by Ruben Alcanas with assisted development by Render Code Games and released on May 27th for $6.99. Now this game is a very quick and or not quick but very easy completion. To get the full 1000 gamer score, as you can see I'm missing one achievement. It's the Grind a Year achievement for scoring 100 goals. You simply will need to win a match in a league or cup, score at least 5 goals in a league or cup game, and then you also need to spend 5 minutes in training and then win a cup and a league in total. So a lot of these achievements are fairly straightforward, but there is a little confusion with unlocking a couple of them, and I want to let you know what you need to do. So first and foremost, go into training. You just need to be there for about 5 minutes. I'll show you what to do to kind of practice scoring your goals. Now, to score the full 100 goals, you can easily do this with 2 controllers. Simply load into the game, pick whichever teams, it doesn't really matter, and then we're going to load on in here. The game's going to have a quick little kind of cutscene. You can't really skip it, unfortunately. And then what you're going to do with your first controller here, for whichever your primary account is, you're just going to run your guy over here. Now, the way the game works is you move the balls around, and you kind of have like a momentum charge. If you stop running, the ball will run away from you. Now, as you can see here, there's different kind of zones or yard kind of gaps in the field. This first full gap here is where we're going to focus on when we're trying to score goals. So the first one right before you get into the initial little ring here. Now the goalies in the game you cannot control, they're always computer controlled. So using this method is going to give you about an 80% chance of scoring a goal every time. What you want to do is kind of line up a straight run toward it, go full momentum, and then right before you hit the inside, do a full kick, charge up, and then kick your ball in. Now, sometimes the goalie's going to block you, as you can see there, but since you are using two controllers, you can kind of wind up another approach and then charge and kick into the goal, and then you should start to get a couple goals. You might need to try to find like a good sweet spot for what's going to work best for you. Certain teams it can be a little finicky with as to their skills and abilities, but overall this is going to be kind of your best approach. You just kind of got to work at the gap. A lot of the times I find it not hitting the X button to kick until you're already at that kind of crossing line. And then once you start to get into a little bit of a rhythm and routine, it should start to come natural, starting to work toward your goals. And then you can kind of progress into playing full games and kind of grinding toward those goals. Now, the reason why this is important is you cannot get the win a match achievements and the score 3 and 5 goal achievements in quick match or versus any other players. So you have to unlock those in the league or cup matches. And my best advice for doing this is simply going into settings, set your game for about 10 minutes because you have to complete the match. Those achievements will not unlock until you finish the match. Now, if you want to spend some time practicing and really lining up those positions to score, you can simply go here into training. You have to spend 5 minutes here anyway and kind of just practice your shots. So the good sweet spot that I found quite often that you saw there is right where my guy is right here is kind of right when you want to hit the X to start charging up, and then just let your kick get a full charge and then just let it naturally kick. It'll sometimes hit the bar, sometimes go over. The kind of strength just varies a little bit, but once you hit that kind of sweet spot zone, it'll start to work for you. Now, when you are playing the game in the cut matches, you will have to deal with players where you'll be sliding into them, hitting them back and forth, and you can get your players kicked out, red carded. Red card happens when you're kind of injuring or doing plays that you shouldn't really do in a soccer game, and when those do occur, that you can lose your players and get them kicked out of the game. Now, when you are playing, the unfortunate side effect to this is that it's going to cause you to lose players on your field. As they're ejected, you get less and less players in the game, and it will make shooting a lot harder. So I'm intentionally here going to go ahead and pass my ball so you can kind of see what I'm talking about with the red cards. My best way to approach this when trying to get the balls back is you can use B to slide into players. Slide into them always like head on, and use your left bumper to kind of switch your player and take control of them. Now, it's a little easier to score goals when you have like a full player roster because you can pass your ball around, but because you're just kind of trying to play after goals and not really any set strategy, you're going to run into some struggles. So try to always do like side slides and then just lining up your shots and really trying to hit the ball. Now, if you start to encounter parts where you're hitting the guy from behind. So if you see right here, I'm going to go try to hit this guy from the behind. You're probably going to incur a penalty, which about 50% of the time you're going to have the ref, that little yellow guy here, start to call you out. So it's just kind of an unfortunate thing you have to deal with. So, you might be a little better at soccer than I am, for example, but, it's kind of based on a little bit of a skill dependent level. But if you kind of use these tips and tricks, it should help you start to narrow down and get that full 1000. If you do find this helpful, I definitely would appreciate you giving a thumbs up on the video. If you have any questions, please let us know down in the comments. I'd be happy to help kind of explain some things if you're stuck. Outside of that, though, I hope this guide helped you get the full 1000. I would guess it's probably going to take you anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, just kind of dependent on how quick you get the goals and how well you kind of flush down, figuring out how to kick the ball. I definitely also recommend when you're playing trying to get teams that have 2 different colored jerseys, so it's a little less confusion on your part when you're playing. But simply just doing this over and over should help you score all those goals. Outside of that, I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll catch you next time.